all good until you went to holster up. Fumble fucked the shit out of that thing.
All right, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
We haven't been canceled yet. That's good. I don't know that we can be canceled. Canceled culture can prove us wrong on that, but I don't think we've given them any real reason to come after us.
Well, we could cut a montage in of a lot of reasons.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. But we are back. We are back regardless. We are in the mountains. It is spring. We're still in beanies, everyone. Yeah, it's almost May. But anyway, the subject matter of today's video is going to be plate carriers, specifically the HRT plate carrier, which I'm going to break down and give you guys a full assessment of this. And then Chris is going to have a video separate from this video on his plate carrier that he's got built out.
Different brand.
Different company, different setup, different theory, and then we'll actually have a video on some the actual plates themselves. So this is going to be, think of it as kind of a little mini series on plate carriers and body armor. So that said, we'll jump all of this into a second. Look, here's the basic things that you should know. If you are here, we would like you to subscribe to the channel. See how nice I said that to
everyone? It was very nice.
Right?
Instead of aggressive.
I've been aggressive. Hit the fucking subscribe button, turn on the bell notification. If you don't do it, I'll find you, okay?
I will find you. And I will kill you.
Fucker, subscribe!
Yeah. Motherfucker, you could subscribe, right? But I said it nicely. We would appreciate it if you did. And you can leave comments. You say whatever you want. We don't care. 1911 Syndicate behind the scenes. We actually do real estate. It's a very niche company. We deal mostly with like military law enforcement. Some of you might think that's like, do you though? Yeah, we do. Like all of our current clients are like fucking all kinds of cool guy shit. So
like some of the coolest cool guys that you
yeah, no, we get to work with really cool people. It's a fun part of what we get to do. So hey, look, if you're in wherever you are, you can just reach out, see if we can help you. Usually we can if you need some real estate help. And then if you've got too much money, just too much money, and you're like, I gotta get rid of some of this money, you can go to the 1911 Syndicate Patreon page, and that is set up to take yo money. Okay, plate carriers.
Yep.
First things first, as we like to do on these, our you know, relationship with the company. So HRT, it was another case of convenient timing. They actually sent a DM to the 1911 Syndicate page and just said, hey, you know, somehow we got to chatting, and I brought up that we were about to do a series on plate carriers and yada, yada, yada. They make plate carriers, and it was kind of one of those serendipitous kind of moments. Yeah. So I told them everything I would like to see in a plate carrier that I would run. They spec'd this out per the accessories and everything that I wanted. They sent it in. So yes, I did not pay for the plate carrier. That said, my reputation is worth more than just a free plate carrier, everyone. So I'll give you a fair shake on it.
Someone's going to be mad.
Someone's going to be mad. But, you know, shill we shall. That's a good t-shirt right there. Shill we shall.
We're going to have to make that shirt.
We got notes today, everyone. So here's my disclaimer, or not disclaimer, but just a little bit of kind of overview, if you will. HRT makes a lot of different stuff. So not only the carrier itself, but a lot of different accessories. So I would say the norm, more so when it comes to building out plate carriers, that people will select a carrier and then they kind of piece together components from all the different companies they like. So they're like, hey, I've got this Faro dangler, and then this Spiritus whatever, and this thing and that thing, right? And you just kind of Haley flat pack, and you kind of wind up with a dope carrier. HRT is pretty cool, as are many of the other companies, in the sense that everything you could want, they are going to make. So if you said, for whatever reason, I just want to stick with the same company and just kind of build something in-house from the same company, that's an option. You can do all that. I'm not running anything on this carrier that's not made by HRT. My other caveat I will tell you, as is the case for both of us going into this, is, look, this is a civilian plate carrier, okay? And I want to state this very clearly for you guys.
Put that big red letters, civilian LARPers.
Assholes.
Okay, so when you guys lose your shit, just harken back to that little banner.
Right, and you got to understand that, because look, I don't deploy. I do not kick doors on a SWAT team. I don't do any of that. This is about my most adventurous day right now. And it's my most dangerous day because Chris has a gun, and, you know, if he gets in a bad mood or just his zero's off on his optic, who knows? Jake starts taking rounds, right? So this is about the most dangerous shit that I do. I, from a theory perspective, said, hey, look, I want to set this particular carrier up as a more of a duty rig, if you will, aka something that's a little bit more robust. It's not meant to be the lightest and slim ninja profile. It's a little bit more overt, you know, a little bit more capacity, things like that. Okay, so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna basically go piece by piece, break them down, what the different things do. Yeah, that would be lovely, actually.
Yeah, I'll hold that for you.
So first things that the you can operate as like the music stand, essentially, for me. First thing itself is the actual carrier. So they got two different carriers. They've got their, whatever the base one is, and then this one, which is called the rack. So the rack, the couple main differences, right? I'll just hang on to it. It's gonna make my life easier. It's good. It's a good.
I tried. This is a valid attempt.
It's a sweet thought. It just didn't pan out. So let's see here. So I'm not gonna go into materials. All that. You go to the site. 500 denier
Cordura,
right? You know, there.
All of them are out of Cordura.
This is standard, whether you get this rig or the other one that they've got. This is the standard stuff, right? So they're multi-plate capable, aka they could take a sappy plate. This is designed for a sappy plate. It'll also take a shooter plate, which if this is foreign to you, don't worry, we'll get into that when we actually do the armor video, so just postpone your questions on that. I've got shooter cut plates in this. They will take sappy, so there is a little extra space that is going to be in this rig, like up near just the top a little bit, and then some of the corners just a tad, because again, meant to take a bigger plate.
Yeah,
right. And these plates that we're wearing, as we'll cover in a future video, are very thin. Therefore, it's just not taking up all the space that could be taken up in the carrier. You could add foam or some shit if you really wanted it to be full. I don't care that much. We got a drag handle on the rear of these bad boys, right? So if Chris needed to drag me around, which would mainly just be because I got like a cramp or something like that. It's not because I took rounds. It's like my calf seized up. Then Chris could drag me around by the drag.
But if you did take a round, I could drag you.
You could drag me as well. And then a cool little feature is these hydration tube keepers that are here and then there, which obviously you could use
Velcro
for
all the way open.
Yeah, right. So they're on both sides. So regardless if you're lefty, righty, if you need to Velcro in hydration tubes or comms, cables, something like that, you could do that. It's a nice little feature. I guess one of my few probably little nitpicky things I could say is maybe wish they were stitched a little heavier in there. I feel like I could rip that out if I was like angry. Like if I went into Hulk mode, I could probably rip that shit out. I don't know. I didn't try because why would I? I'm not mad. I'm not an angry guy.
There could be reason for that too, that they don't double stitch them in case like your cord gets hung on something.
Yeah.
It would rip instead of you just hanging.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. So it's, I mean, when I say nitpicky, I mean, that is a nitpicky thing.
Nitpicky.
And again, they may have designed that purpose, you know, with a purpose. I've run hydration bladder and tube on this, and it's worked great so far. So anyway, the rack, which is this particular rig versus their standard one, it's got a couple different upgrades. One, it has got the QD buckle here. So I got this buckle that is on my right side. Why is it on the right side? Well, because you can flip this to either side. If I am a lefty, which I am, then obviously if I'm shouldering the stock of a gun and it's hitting that buckle, it's just a disaster, right?
Yeah.
It came on this side, flipped it over, easy, easy even from a bro science perspective, you can flip that pretty easily, right? So flipped it over here, so basically I could just unbuckle that. They have a cummerbund, it's not the one that I'm currently wearing, that is also QD, so basically you'd unbuckle, rip that shit, and you're
the
out.
whole thing falls off.
Yep, and you're
You
out.
think that also has anything, again, we're LARPers, so someone, if they get mad in the comments, correct us, please. It's on your support side too, that way you could stay pointed in with a gun and unclip it if you needed to. I don't know the scenario that you would ever need to do that, but
yeah,
you could.
You'd have to be down the rabbit hole to be doing that, but yeah, you could.
Just saying, you could.
You could. I could be shouldered with an MP5 or whatever, you know, 308, you know, I'm just one hand in a 308 or M60 or some shit, and I just clip in a bit.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty cool little feature. And then the rack has a zippered back panel, and it's pretty cool. I'll just turn so you guys can see it. So, and we'll cover that panel that's on the back there, but it is zippered in. And something that's cool about this rig is that it's separate panels, okay? You've basically got a top zippered section and then a bottom zippered section.
Top zipper, we got IFAC.
Yeah, well, I'll get into that whole
okay.
actual setup. I'm talking about the actual, like actually on the rig. Basically, instead of mollying, I don't even think that's a word, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To molly something in would be mollying it.
Mollyed
In.
Yep.
And so that's what this has. Now, what's cool about it is so they make a bunch of different back panels that you can put on them. Because there's a separate zipper for the top and the bottom, you can mix and match. It's actually quite cool. So you could basically have like a admin pouch on bottom and then like flashbangs on top.
Oh.
Or any configuration you want. Like, it's actually quite cool. So you could set this up with nothing, or you could do like the full-on hydration bladder kind of thing that I've got, or any combo thereof, comms, med, whatever you want. So it's kind of a neat setup where you go, look, I only need one bottom pouch, I don't need anything up top, fuck it, ditch the top and just use the bottom. Nice feature. Props to you guys on that one.
Modularity.
Yep, the cummerbund, so really nothing fancy here. It's just molly cummerbund.
Velcro cummerbund.
Pretty simple.
Yep.
It does, that is an upgrade, so that's an extra thing. It comes with this one, which I haven't used, but you know, just a super minimal belt there that you can clip in.
Yeah.
If you're like, dude, I don't give a shit about the molly or any of that, then hey, you don't have to get that, right? Save you a couple bucks. Let's see here.
Cool thing with that too, sidebar, sorry.
Yep.
My mind was going with it. You could very quickly, within the matter of what, 10-15 minutes, switch it out to an ultra overt to an ultra low pro.
Yes.
With all those attachments.
Yes, correct.
Cool.
And that's kind of, yeah, 100%.
That's cool.
Base price on the RAC carrier, $185, by the way. Just, I'll try to give you prices as I go here. Cummerbund, yeah, nothing super notable to talk about there. About what, you know, again, this would probably be one of the few downsides of the whole rig would be, hey, it doesn't accept side plates on this particular cummerbund. So, hey, look, if you want to run side armor, you're going to need to get a different cummerbund.
Attachment.
Yeah. So, or you could molly something on.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, hey, this as configured is not going to take those side plates. So just be aware of that. Let's talk about the placards. So they got a bunch of different placards. So this one's called the Maximus, which would be the maximum. The maximum amount of, it's the Maximus.
Maximus Aurelius?
Placard, yeah.
Name the movie.
Fucking fuck you. Think
Okay.
I haven't seen Gladiator?
Just making sure.
Ben's got a stick going here, so if you guys hear a crunch, that's not, that's dog chewing a stick, everyone. He's in the background of set today, performing very well. The Maximus. So, hey, look, they've got different placards. Obviously, very simple. Clip these bad boys in, right? So you just got your clips, rip this shit out. You can put in 3 AR mags or whatever you want. So they've got a few different ones. This being the Maximus is gonna hold the most shit, and I'll kind of tell you my reason behind why I did that. But they've got 3 AR pouches. They've got one with like 2 AR pouches, and then I think a double pistol. There might be one more, but this is the Maximus. So basically what you're gonna get on this bad boy, 3 ARs. You're gonna have 2, you don't have to use these as pistol pouches, that's what I'm using them for, but you're gonna have 2 pouches like this on the side that I'm using as pistol pouches. You could throw other shit in there, but primarily you're gonna run pistol mags in there. A couple quick things. So on the AR mags...
Oh, those have Kydex inserts too.
Correct. So on the AR mags, no Kydex inserts on those. That said, they hold their shape fairly well, right? So when mag comes out, that still holds its shape fairly well so that you don't have to fuck around too much. You can get your shit back in there. They get a little snug, but that's just because there's pressure coming from those pistol mags. So you sacrifice a little bit of, you know, space for like you got more shit on you. On the pistol mag ones, about the only finicky thing, and this might be feedback to HRT if they've never heard this from anyone. These work great on basically any mags other than 2011 mags. Thanks for the cough, Finn. So 2011 mags are super slick, right? Like there's not really any friction on these bad boys.
Yeah, it's just metal.
Unlike a Glock mag or pretty much any standard mag where it's like there's just a little bit more bite. We're like,
oh yeah,
you see what I mean?
Yeah.
They're good. These mags are just so slick that like, look, the reality is, especially when a rifle's slung up for me as a lefty and you're kind of brushing up against this, somewhat frequently I'll look down and a mag will be like that and I'm like, oh, almost lost a mag, right? And then you just shove that thing back in, which we've all done, and you go about your day, right? So just a little bit of, you know.
Why do you have your bullets facing backwards on that one?
Very simple, because, okay, I need to reload pistol. This one basically is going to operate like any other pistol mag, right? But if I have to reach over with this hand, I find it more convenient to have bullets facing rear. Just the angle, the way my hand goes, I'm going to be grabbing like that. I'm closer having bullets rear.
Cool.
A nuanced thing. I know you're going to talk some bullshit about rear facing.
No, I was just wondering it because I saw these were forward, these were backwards.
It's strategic.
I didn't know if it was strategic or just random happenstance.
When I operate, this is my preferred method. That's just on my operations, okay? You do whatever you want on your operations, okay?
That big red letters, civilian LARPers.
Assholes.
Okay, so when you guys lose your shit.
Now, let's see. So we've got pistol, we got AR, and then we've got these front pouches. They're pretty neat. One thing I like, they're gusseted.
Yeah, they don't open all the way, which is awesome.
Gusseted is what that would be referred to. They've got gussets on them, okay? I think that's what that's called. If not, I just really reinforce something that's wrong.
I don't know, gusset is usually for the crotchal area, so you have more movement.
Why the fuck would you ever stand next to me and start doing this?
I'm just saying, like, the gusseted crotches.
Jesus Christ, son. But they're pretty neat, right? So I've just got my essentials in this. Again, I'm civilian. I don't need a lot of different shit, right? So I've got some spare batteries, multi-tool, knife, but we've got little keepers in here to keep your shit secure. But I like, because I mean, legit, I can just let this thing hang over and do whatever I need to do in here and nothing's gonna spill out, right? So they mirror each other. This one I've just got a couple different tourniquets, light. Same thing, there is hook and loop on the inside of those, so if you wanted to Velcro in some specific attachments, that's totally fine. You can do that. Now, here's why I chose this Maximus, because I looked at it. A lot of times when you just run 3 AR mags, you go, there's still admin shit that I need.
Yeah.
So what do you get?
An admin pouch?
You get a dangler, right?
Oh.
You get a dangly, and then you attach a dangler to this where you have your admin shit, and then you're pulling out your tourniquets and all that kind of shit. The way I looked at it, everything I need, I can throw in this. So while it adds more bulk to the rig, it eliminates the need for me to run a dangler. Okay? One thing I will tell you, because I took this off and I debated putting it on today.
Might need it today.
They have this thing that I was like, yo, you gotta send me that with this thing. That basically just Velcros on underneath this. Hand warmer. Lovely.
So cool.
That's just lovely, right? So when it's a little bit brisk, and it's even got a zipper on the back where you throw in a fucking heater, like a little hand warmer. And then you got like literally a heated hand warmer. Like, that's fantastic.
Dang, HRT. Good job, guys.
Good job, guys.
That's cool.
Good job. I think they're based out of San Diego, FYI. Not that it matters, but just, I don't know, FYI.
San Diego.
So that's why I did the Maximus thing, right? Couple little nuances with mags, but, and, you know, a little bulky, but again, it's all trade-offs. There's nothing that's perfect. You got to pick and choose your poison. So on the back, we've got that Hydra. So this is, let's see, price tag on these on the Maximus, $105. So a little pricey, but again, you get a lot of different shit. So I think, you know, I think it's fair. I think it's pretty on par given what you get. On the back, you got that. So this is referred to as the Zip-On Hydro Max Pack. So you can run a hydration bladder in it. Look, there's no way to get around it. It's very flat pack-ish,
yeah.
Right? And, you know, like, I'm not trying to stir shit on that, but I'm just saying, hey, look, if we're going to say, well, what is this back pouch like? It's kind of like flat pack, right? You could run a hydration bladder in it, I think 1.5 liter, and then obviously just run your tube up through your little things, and then, right, take a little sip.
Sure.
Right?
Don't ever look me in the eye and do that motion ever again.
What?
It just made me uncomfortable.
What? You were doing this shit on camera a second ago.
I was talking about gussets. You looked at me and went...
I'm saying if you need to suck water from a hydration tube.
Yeah,
I'm not saying look at your buddy in the eyes while you do it.
But you did do that.
Yeah, but I'm narrating a film. Like,
this is quickly turning into weird porno if that's the narration.
Well,
that you're doing.
everyone relax, okay? But you know, hey, look. So this is a full-on, like, this is like the Max Daddy back panel that you can throw in these. You can run hydration. There's different pockets. You can expand it much like you can a flat pack, as we probably are showing you some footage of us doing that a little bit earlier. It's a cool design, and again, hey, zips in, so you don't have to worry about the molly thing, which is kind of cool. Right?
Yeah.
You can just zip it in, so it's pretty damn locked in, pretty simple.
You also can molly it if you want to.
Yes, yes. Yes, correct. Let's see here. About the only thing that I can find that they told me that there is this, I just can't find it. I can't figure out where, aside from coming through the actual like zippers, where do you exit the hydration tube? I can't find like a little slot where the hydration tube is actually supposed to come through.
Yep, right here.
Well, son of a...
Literally found it in 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, it blends
But I
in.
will say this, it's hidden, which is cool, and they got material covering the hole. As it would come out, it then loops through a handle right here, and then into the keepers. So that's actually, pat them on the back. That's a pretty cool little.
Okay. Well, here I was about to ding it because I couldn't find it, but it's there. It's there, everyone. They told me it was. I knew it was. I just couldn't find it. Tag on these bad boys, 150 bucks. So hey, they're pricey, but you know, hey, you weigh that pro and con. You go, hey, look, is it too much? Do I need it? Hey, that's on you. I'm just here to tell you what's what. Okay. A couple other little things. I'm not going to take this off to show you, but I have these pontoons that I have in this. Essentially, it's just like a little like kind of foam pad that runs all the way down and all the way down, and all
keep it away from your body.
Yeah,
for like airflow.
Yeah, so like on the back, I've got a nice little channel in there. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. If I do that, you might be able to see a little airflow pocket that they kind of run up on both sides.
Straighten your legs when you do that. And then...
Yeah, right. So if you guys can see up that thing, I've got good airflow. Just things to consider. I find it to be more comfortable, and I like air. I typically endorse
a good fan.
Airflow. Yes. So add a little bulk, but you know, it kind of comes with the territory. A couple other little things. I'll show you one thing that I'm not using because I don't need, but it is a nice little feature. So they got this guy that they sent. I don't have a need for it, so I took it off. Which is, so this is like a tourniquet, and it takes tourniquet and shears, right? So it'll basically take both. And all it really does, right, you just lift this bad boy, and then you throw it on there, right, and in essence, you could change the placement a little bit, but now you've got a quick access to tourniquet and shears.
I like it.
Yeah, it's neat, and again, you could run it, hey, horizontal, you can run it off the side, you can run it a lot of different places. It's really up to you at that point. A couple little quick things, and then we're out. There is a thing that I have used that they sent that I like quite a bit. Is so again, don't, you know, take all this with a grain of salt, but here is my configuration I wanted. Mag in the gun, right? So I got one. I've got my speed reload mag over here, right? 2, and then I wanted 4 mags on my carrier, so 6 total mags, right? Which is way overkill for anything that we're gonna do, but that's what I wanted. So basically, hey, I've got 3, I've got 1 on the gun, I wanted 1 more. So they've got this little thing that's pretty damn neat. That'll show you this. So this was a collab, this guy right here. This is a collab with Warrior Poet Society.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh. So I guess John, the guy from Warrior Poet Society, he has some affiliation with HRT. So they designed this. Again, you can flip the sides. Just take it off and show you. So basically, hey, I need to add an extra mag. Cool, Velcro this on. It just hangs off to the side there, so it doesn't get in your way. Like, it doesn't impact anything, doesn't impact my speed reload at all. What's cool is, hey, look, you can take this out, you push this to the other side, and now you can throw it on this side, right? So it's ambi. It's a nice little feature. Yeah. And of course, you could throw other shit in there. I'm using it as a backup mag, but you could do whatever you want with this. Yeah. It is a nice little touch, though.
It is. I dig it.
And again, it completes that 6 mags that I wanted without having to add shit to my molly on my cummerbund. So there's that. Those things are like, what, fucking 17 bucks, so they're cheap. Super, super good upgrade on that, I think. What else do we got here? We will talk about this in another, show that 210 plate. Yeah. So the plates that I'm running on this are Hesco L210s. So that's the plate that I'm running. They're shooter cut plates. These are special threat plates. Again, in another video, they will stop some rifle rounds, yada, yada, yada. They're very thin. They're fairly lightweight. There are lighter plates, but they're thin and fairly lightweight. Well, they're light. It's just they have lighter is how I would put it. So if you see a little extra fabric, it's just because of the cut of the plate. We'll talk about those in a future video. Pretty straightforward on that. So that's about it on this. So what I will likely do is get a couple of other components, mainly placards, to strip this down to a more minimal rig. Yeah. So hey, look, if I need to go more bulky rig or something, great, I've got this. My alternative would be, look, strip this down to just 3 AR mags, do a dangler for my admin shit, and then run pretty slick. Cool. Right? So it's a good rig. I mean, again, hey, look, I'm just a civilian, so you got to take all this with, like, I've got limited time on plate carriers, but running around, moving around out here today, you know, everything's been good, you know, so that's kind of what I got for you guys. So Chris will have his plate carrier coming up, which is set up totally different than mine, which is good because you guys can see a couple different philosophies. So that's that.
I think that's it.
That's that.
Knocked it out of the park. Oh, also, at Pistol Parlor, we carry their full lineup of everything.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys are in Arizona.
Yep. If you're in Mesa or Phoenix, greater Phoenix area, Pistol Parlor down Mesa, we have full plate carriers, plates, accessories, danglers, you name it. You can build this whole kit and be just like Jake if you stop into the shop.
Yep. Which means you're going to be full operational, kids. Stay safe. Stay off the streets, everyone. Don't do drugs.